Wrong. Okay, let's try it again. Where did we get this guy? Okay, try it one more time. Let me really introduce this now. See, I can still edit this out. I can edit this out, guys. I'll edit all this crap out, and then I'll repost it. And then the people that didn't see this will think, "Oh my gosh, this is genius! I love it." So, okay. Anyway, let's take a look. All right. Hey everybody, it's Jim of Animating Stuff. Yes, the Saturday morning, or actually afternoon, or maybe evening, wherever you are in the country. Yes, it's Animating Stuff here in Burbank, California, live. A live streaming event. The technology is exciting. So here I am, I'm Jim Richardson, and I'm your host for the next maybe about an hour. And I'm going to go over animating stuff because I'm going to start to animate some stuff. And I thought if you have any questions or suggestions, you can put them in the chat, which is right over there or right down there or somewhere on your YouTube channel. You can check that out right now. Okay, so this is animating stuff. And as I say, every time I say animating stuff, this thing pops up. I don't know why it does that, but that's what it does. That's its job. Okay, so now I'm going to actually go over a few things here on animating stuff. It worked. So this is kind of a different thing. This is actually part of Animateducated, which is right there. Okay, and if you want to subscribe to Animateducated, you can go to the channel there and push subscribe, and you'll become a subscriber. So I want to let you guys know that I started reading this new book by it's Paul Dreesen, who is an animator from the Netherlands. He actually is now, I think he's a Canadian citizen, but he's been around since he first started on the Yellow Submarine. He animated on that, or he did some character designs for it or something. But you can find out more about him he has this new book. It's real hard to see, but it's called My Life in Cartoons. And it's a very thin book, but there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. It's kind of like, about his life, where did he come from? How did he grow up? Where did he go to school? Where did he, how did he make some of his films? Things like that. If you don't know who I'm talking about, which is, highly likely, let me just share this with you. So this is his website, and these are some of his artworks, art from different films he worked on. So this one was called Sunny Side Up. This one is one of my favorites called, this is called The Writer, which is a very interesting little tale about death and a writer that's writing kind of the story as we follow it. And he's got a real distinctive style. And this is from the writer as well. I thought it was from the old box. But there's all these different things that he's done. I'm trying to find the one that he's most famous for. Oh, here's one. There's one called Spotting the Cow. This was a really interesting film. And one that I always play in class is called Oh, What a Night. It's kind of about this knight that can, when he gets in scrapes and he completely all breaks apart and then reassembles himself back into a knight. It's pretty fun. But there you can see his style. This is kind of his style. And he's also played around with the art form of animation by putting showing three different stories happening at the same time. This was called On Land, at Sea, and in Air. So it's three different events happening. Kind of, you kind of pick one to watch, and you're kind of going back and forth between all this stuff. So so this all can be found. He's also pretty well known for this one. This is called Killing of an Egg, and some people might have seen this growing up. They showed it on MTV a lot. But basically, you can find at YouTube. He has a kind of a YouTube channel. Has a lot of his work on YouTube. You can go see that. And Yeah, but this is him, and he, like you said, he was born in the Netherlands, and he graduated school from this place called Cine Cartoon Center, a small studio near Amsterdam. And a few later, he went on to London to work on the Beatles feature film The Yellow Submarine. In the 1970s, he moved to Canada, where he made award-winning animated films, and one of them was an Oscar-nominated film called The Three Misses. And yeah, so this is Paul Dreesen, and I have recently contacted him, and he actually sent me a reply. See, I feel like I'm not getting any money for this, by the way. I don't get anything. This is just my gratitude that he's will do an interview with me if he has some time or he's bored. But yeah, this is his book. It's really a kind of a quick read, but very informative. There's a lot of stuff in here. And yeah, so we'll be talking to him later in the program. Not now, but later on. Hopefully this month of October, we'll maybe get a hold of him and yeah. And so, if you have any questions for him, please write them down in the chat today, and I'll take them off there, and I'll ask your questions for you. Because I got to come up with some. So anyway, here, without further ado, here's Julia McIntyre.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia, aka The Bookish Animator. I'm a 2D animator from Canada, and a few weeks ago I posted a video about how I got laid off from my dream job, and it kind of blew up. That video now has over 4 million views on Instagram, and I can't even express to you how excited and thankful I am that so many people saw my story and wanted to stick around. So thank you all so much for being here. Welcome to my cozy little corner of the internet.
So Julia is going to be coming in. I've contacted her. She's basically, like you said, she started out working a dream job, and then they got laid off. And then she was kind of in this, limbo of what to do next, and then decided she wanted to start animating covers from favorite books that she's read? How do you read a book? Read a book. Wow. Okay. 23:25. Oh, that's Army time. So what is that? Now you can make me do math, huh? All right. So that's like, what is that? 11 p.m. No, that's like, yeah, it's like 11 p.m. or something like that. 11 p.m. Okay. Yep. There we go. 11:25 p.m. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there it is. I was right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, England is like 8 hours, so you guys are a little bit more. So, well, great. I hope this is good for you. It is late for you, and you're probably like suffering, like, maybe you had too much coffee, and you're like, gosh, I really just gotta relax, gotta watch something really boring. So, gosh, I don't know. Let me just look for something here. So, hey, welcome. We'll try to help you go back to sleep. So, there you go. Anyway, the other person I want to let you know about is a guy I met that I'm also, another interview I'm going to try to get is, I've already been talking to him, and his name is Toby Cochran, and he's got a film called Lukey and the Lights, and it's a very interesting little film, and I have a preview to it, and hopefully I can play it, and YouTube won't like flag me, copyright. But I have permission from Toby. I met him last night again, and he actually, I saw his film at the Burbank International Film Festival, which was here last night. And it was pretty good. There was about 6 entries, and he was one of them. And got to watch it with a full crowd of people, which always is really interesting to do, because sometimes you see stuff online by yourself, and you have your opinion, but to actually see it with a group of people, that's just you feel something as part of a group, and you can hear people react, and then kind of how you're reacting too. So here's Toby Cochran's film Lukey and the Lights. After seeing this, is like probably my second or third time seeing this, I noticed that it really doesn't feel like CG. It feels like almost stop motion. The characters are very kind of stop motion like, not super smooth, which I think really gives it a lot of appeal to the characters and stuff. But yeah, it's all about this character, and it's about a very deep subject called ALS. So it's an interesting film. So hopefully we'll have Toby on here. He can talk about where it came from and how he got into animation, all that. And again, if you have any questions for any of these people, go ahead and type them down there, or you can send them to me at my website, animateducated@gmail.com. We can go from there. So yeah. Okay, so now what do you really want to know? All right, so let's see. We got some other stuff. Okay, so that's just me talking. And it's, I got 10 people. Ooh, 10 people looking. 10 victims watching this show. No, there's probably 4 or something. Anyway, all right, we'll edit this out too. Nobody will even know. Well, what you're watching now is an animated, it's sped up, obviously. What I'm doing is I'm making a pumpkin, drawing a pumpkin drawing. I'm figuring out a path of action, which is going to be this pumpkin is going to kind of pop into the frame. And I've got it smaller at the beginning, it hops in a little bit bigger and after that. So that's what I'm doing here. It's sped up. But usually what happens is during the Saturday live streaming event, what we do is I'll go over this at speed, and viewers can follow along. They can make their own versions if they want. If we want to share what we've done, we can do that too. It really just depends on who shows up. So I'm trying to get this started every Saturday, like at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trying to put this out there for about an hour on Saturdays just to see if shows up interested in learning a little bit about animation. And so this one is just kind of making instead of a bouncing ball, we have a bouncing pumpkin. So that's what that's all about. And it's sped up about 900%. So that's why I'm just talking along here, because I don't want to pay any music. I don't have any money for music, and I don't know anybody who does music that would want to do music for this. So, yeah, so that's just me talking and me flying through this, just showing you how this thing moves and all that. So, yeah, that's what we were. It's a little long. Mainly the spacing. Notice the spacing there. When it's evenly spaced, it kind of goes at the same pace. But when it gets farther away from the pumpkin, it'll move faster. If it gets closer and there's more drawings, it's more smooth. Here I'm doing a squash and stretch right now. I'm trying to squash the pumpkin down when it hits, and then when it bounces up, I recoil it and I put it back on its path here, and start figuring out a way so when it goes up, it's kind of, and then when it goes the opposite direction, it kind of slows down. Speeds up, sorry. So it speeds up. So it slows down as it goes up, and it speeds up as it comes down, just like in real life. And as you can see, it's what's doing there. You can see the spacing, and I'm reducing the spacing like that, using some controls in Harmony to do so, and pointing that out to anyone who's interested. And so you can see how it's kind of doing that. Rotate it. You can rotate it as it goes down, and then playing it a few times to see what it looks like. Also trying to get the squash and stretch right, making sure it's not too big, not too small, just right, and trying to fit it together so it looks like it's coming in, and as it comes in it squashes, but not as much as the first time, and then go from there. So as you can see, kind of going through it like that. I could animate this quickly. This would be great. So anyway, so I'm just kind of testing as I go, and yeah. So eventually this ends with me showing just a quick in between. So taking the final kind of pose of the pumpkin when it lands on the ground there, and then showing that it is into a skull in about, I don't know, I think I got it up to like 6 drawings or something like that. Just trying to make it show some sort of, like it morphs into from a pumpkin into a skull. So yeah. So anyway, this is taking a lot longer than I thought, but now I'm just doing the last part of the pumpkin up like this, testing it, it's working. Go the opposite direction, and it's going to land on the ground and kind of go back into a pumpkin shape, and then we're going to take that pumpkin and we're going to make it turn into a cartoony skull. So you can see the spacing there, how it's going faster as it goes to that pumpkin, and so that's what I'm trying to do there, playing around with the timing. And that's pretty much all you do, is just kind of, get your drawings on the stage, and then start to play around with the timing. How many frames can I get away with showing this on the screen and all that? So here, just working on kind of squash and stretch, putting in motion, and going from there. And that's about it. I guess I should stop this and show this what it looks like normally. So, okay, that's what I'll do now. Okay. And so, to continue now, we start with a drawing of a skull, and we draw another frame of a pumpkin head. And then we do the in-between kind of the two, kind of getting the details on both of those onto the middle one. And then from there on, it's just a matter of taking the middle one and going to either the pumpkin or the where it's going to go to, and just putting another frame in between that in between. And once we get them all in between, then we can play it strange, like it mutates into that skull, which is a very spooky thing. So here we go. Let's take a look at that now.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, animating a pumpkin. Again, if you're interested in doing an animated kind of a Halloween Anijam, let me know. Contact me at animatededucated@gmail.com, and I'll figure out a way. You can figure out a way to kind of set this up. I think it would be really good to put something together. You could work on something. I could work on something. You can send it to me. I'll be glad to put it all together, and we can watch it, for Halloween, and you can link to it and send it to your friends and all that stuff. So that's the goal. That's the plan. If you're interested, let me know, and we'll take it from there. So otherwise, see you next week about 2 o'clock same Saturday time sounds pretty good. And try not to go too far overboard with it. And if you're interested in joining Animateducated, you can click that button right there to subscribe, or you can take a look. I've got other videos below, and here are a couple right here you might be interested in. And we'll see you next time on animating stuff. Oops. Animating stuff. There we go. On Animateducated. Okay. The end.